team since C13. Take a look at their captain. Obviously experience in the league, so not new to the league. The rest of the team, I also think, tapping into some of that experience at least, with Fens being on Pantheon last season, their captain being on Azusa. So coming from some good squads, the Amazonians should be coming in here putting out a solid performance. Very interested to see how they're going to duke out up against Alchemist, who have seasoned players like Ninja Salad on their squad. We do want to dive into pick bans today. For those not in the know, Onward is a 5 versus 5 military simulator. Home team gets to ban a map, away team bans a map, home team chooses the first map. We are headed to Suburbia. There is a designated map pool at the start of each season, in which case, in some cases, that map pool has rotated. But there is a designated map pool at the start of each season that these teams can pick from. That's where they're banning these maps from, and ultimately then choosing the 3 maps we do play. Obviously, it is a best of 3, but we do play all 3 maps out regardless, even if one team wins, because at the end of the day, the rounds matter. They end up determining how much you go up or down in rank in the regular season ladder. So every round counts here in the VRML. Very interested to see what kind of matchup we get here this afternoon. We are ready to dive into round number 1, so I've gotten us all set up and ready to go just in the nick of time. Round 1 about to kick off. On the attacking team, Alchemist; on the away side, Amazonians. The first game that I'm getting to cast on 1.18, as we are on the newest build, and so we'll see what kind of fresh loadouts we get, what kind of fresh strategies we get, if we notice any drastic changes, because again, these are teams that are in the diamond tier. These are teams that are in the top, almost the top 10 in the world. Shots coming in there from Ranger, really doing a good job of limiting mech's advancement from this side. Ooh, and a nice pickup coming in through the shrubs. Sriracha and taking a nice shot there, popping up over the top. But we'll keep on board the duo pushing up through the center. Likely to run into the most amount of action, and Ranger drops down. Coffin is looking for a piece. Some shots coming in over on towards Park, but they don't connect onto that second floor. Everyone's staying tucked in. Racha not advancing around this corner. They could potentially catch out a duo here. Ranger swings wide, and there's a trade up through the center. Ninja and Fletcher, the last two, excuse me. Well, I spoke just at the right time. The last 2 remaining in the playground. Ninja taking that stairwell angle, watching for any sort of rotation, watching for any rotation coming in from Sriracha. They will be able to catch it out if it does come in. And a nice flash from Torres. It's going to be a double flash. They're going to go for the deep flash as well. Ninja actually was blinded, but did recover just as that second flash goes a bit too far. And so Ninja holds from an aggressive push there. I like to see that play attempt, but again, a little bit overzealous. Now Ninja's going to drop back. Make sure they're not being flanked. Smart move, as it certainly did look like they had one potentially there. Racha has moved off from the sandbags to cover objective since they are down to just 3. Shots are coming in from Fletcher over towards Park. They've been coming in towards Park all round. Really doing a good job of at least suppressing Park from getting any further angle out into the playground here. Has the over-the-top angle as well from Ninja, and so they're both really eyes on to the door. Excuse me, window. Just down to a duo, though, with 3.5 left on the clock. Plenty of time to work through. Who took the last shot? It is Park, and so... Or excuse me, Fletch. Much waiting to see if Park's going to peek out of that 2-story. Still hasn't. Back to a spot where they may into Sriracha. Trying to assess the situation, trying to determine where the remaining defense is. Ninja has little utility to scoop up from their teammate, and may end up going Sriracha's side. I realize there's an extra R there, but I sriracha too much. Sriracha. Go at this point. Sriracha. I'll do my best. Anyway, coming over to sriracha. Yes, see? Coming over to sriracha's side, ninja salad. Slowly playing into what could be a trap. Don't see any C4 lined up against the walls, but oftentimes it's tucked into some sort of dark crevice, and so there's a C4. It's going to come in. The flash is also available, sriracha, but they're just going to hold the tight angle. It does fly wide, and sriracha catches that kill. Fletch taking shots at Park, still suppressing them in that 2-story, and if anything, now they have an accurate kill count. If they have an accurate kill count, they know that Fletcher is the last one alive. Uh-oh. Realized they had connection issues there. I don't know why the stream full crashed. But actually, I don't know how much... I don't know when that'll impact you. There's a delay, so things are strange. Anyway, apologies for the tech issues. Hopefully they do get sorted and we don't drop any more frames here. I think we're good. We'll stay on board, Fletch, and I'll okay. We're all sorted. The final kill comes in. Sriracha finds a nice pickup there, and Amazonians take a early lead on their defensive round. Again, apologies for the tech issues. They seem to be mostly sorted. Seems to be I think it was a connection issue, so I think I've solved it. But again, I also can't control my internet. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I'm getting the all good from chat as well, although I know I am on a delay, so behind the times. But regardless, Amazonians take, again, round 1. Defensive round, solid job. A couple of kills did come in from Alchemist, though, so not exactly a scuffed round. And Sriracha found all 4 kills there in round 1. So if anything, maybe the remaining team not necessarily able to warm up, much like the Alchemist here. But we'll have to see what we get going into round 2. And I realized that folks that did tune in maybe missed my explanation on the standard game play of Onward, because we dropped right around that time, it seems. But this is a 5 versus 5 military simulator, search and destroy style objective gameplay. Every round, the team swaps sides. Every 2 rounds, we get a brand new objective. So right now, Alchemists are going on the defense, just like Amazonians did last round. They'll defend the same objective. And Amazonians are tasked with attacking that objective, getting close enough to it to punch in a 7-digit code on tablets that they carry on their backs. All done in virtual reality. It is one of my favorites, VR Esports, to tune into. And off to the races we go. An aggressive rotation from Mech to try to take control of that side angle, and Sriracha scoops it up. Now the trouble is, of course, if Park decides to advance, Laughing Coffin could pop out from that window. Have to be cautious of that threat. And as they peek, Coffin does pop over, but they had that Hesco denying the vision, so Park is safe. Still, they push a little bit farther out, and actually they're going to find the kill.
House window, not confirmed.
Off of these early picks, they have this full APC side clear to them to work up. No real coverage or eyes over onto this side. Llama of Death tucked into the tight corner. Very much waiting for anyone to push forward here. They won't see Park, they won't see Sriracha, they won't see any of this rotation from that far side. You can see on the left there, Ninja is watching the back of Llama, and so Ninja isn't watching that APC side, and so there really is a gap in coverage. We're going to go over to Fletcher, who seems to be on a rotation. Maybe they'll identify this potential threat. But the duo is, again, relatively undetected.
Still there, second story middle house.
That's going in up towards Ranger. Good information for Sriracha and Park to work off. Ninja trying to shut down Swami from pushing over. And what we're noticing just out the gate is when in these first-person perspectives is a lot of iron sights in comparison to what we have been seeing, because we are onto that new patch build. They do have the new loadout limits, and wow, Sriracha catches a nice headshot onto Ninja. Torres, ooh, a nice scoop up onto the corner, and now it is all up to Fletcher, who has to hold down on the objective side. All 5 Amazonians alive on this Marsoc push, but ultimately, unless they have smokes, Fletcher is going to be able to at least try and survive this. One down. Can't make it 2. Park finds the kill and confirms it. Amazonians only lose 1, and they go up 2 rounds against Alchemist. A solid performance here so far from the Amazonians. A reminder that I am on a delay, so I do apologize if I thought I had gone down when I hadn't gone down. Back up now. And also, I do see more gaming. Thank you for that shout out. What's up? Nice to see you popping in. Love to see everyone popping into chat. If you are new here or you aren't new, get your friends out there. Sorry, just scrolling through here. Illuma Snipe, Smile for Kill Cam. Well, it's Katie, Mike, Rex, Shabina. Appreciate you all stopping in, hanging out, and chatting in chat. Tell your friends about the fine experience that is VR esports. Get them in here, get them enjoying the action as well. It's surging, it's growing. People are starting to notice VR esports, and you gotta share it. Gotta share the love. Oh, an interesting question coming in there from Moore. Why don't I play on a team? Truthfully, I don't have the time. I mean, if you really do want to play at a high level in Onward, your time is best spent with scrims, practicing against other teams, playing really daily, and really understanding the fine mechanics of the game, the proper ways to aim, all of that. Now, obviously, I still have that skill set. I have put in my time into playing the game. I did used to play on a team, but it has been a while since I played actively in the league. By a while, I mean years. I still do hop on from time to time. People can catch me in public lobbies every once in a while, but Fletcher's not going to catch anybody as Ranger Rain scoops up the first kill. A flash almost comes out onto the neck, but it goes a bit too far. And if anything, a lot of information given away here Alchemist team. A lot of suppressive fire coming in from every angle, truly. Mech on this side, and a suppressive fire we just popped over to is Llama of Death, dumping range, downrange. And off of all this suppressive fire on this side, you do see on the far opposite side of the objective, this team getting aggressive. Ninja Sound trying to take the slide, and Swami nearly catches Ninja out for that over-aggressive rotation. Pop over to Torres, who does actually flash Ninja. I think Swami ends up finding the kill off of that flash. And we'll also find Laughing Coffin up in the second floor.
I hear him lane 1.
A very nice job here. Hard to keep track of all of the action happening here as Alchemists lose quite a few. Trying to push up across this street and get set up. A very aggressive Amazonian's position up onto that objective side really forced Alchemist from being able to properly push that way. And Ranger Rain nearly catches Llama of Death. That flash didn't quite scoop them up. They continue to apply the aggression, and the round ends in a trade. 3 left alive for Amazonians. And in less than 2 minutes, they take round number 3. Amazonians are absolutely dominating here on Suburbia, plain and simple. I was just, as we were tuning in here, thinking, wow, the audio sounds so different. And obviously, because it was one of the major changes in the most recent patch, you can really tell that the difference in the crispness of the player audio, at least in spectator form, when we're hovering over people. Much easier to hear their comms. Very kind of an interesting element I never thought of that I needed, but now that I have it, it's great. But again, Amazonians are really stepping up here in these first few rounds. Looking at the KDs, Sriracha certainly did start things off nicely, 4-0. Since then, they've found 2 kills, 6-0 still, haven't died. Torres, everyone has kills on the board. 4-3, 2-0, 2-0. Amazonians definitely looking good here again in these first 3 rounds. On the other side, Alchemists are also finding kills. You know, outside of that one round where all 5 were alive for Amazonians, they are managing to scoop up a couple, and obviously this is their map choice coming in from the Alchemists, and so really Amazonians are maybe surprising Alchemist here this round. We'll have to see, though. Ninja Salad has reconnected, so the 5th is back for Alchemist, and we should be getting into our next round soon. We did have an objective swap last round. I didn't point it out. I apologize if you are new. As I said, every 2 rounds we swap objective placements. On a given map, there are more objectives than can be played in a series. I think that is the case. There's always at least one more objective than rounds can be played in a series. You can have a total of 4 objectives in a round. Some maps, like Quarantine, have 13 potential objective placements. It's random every time you join a series and you play a map. And that variety is sometimes what teams like, because they have a true understanding of all 13 objectives, how to defend. I mean, just think about all of the different plays and plans the team has to have for just that map. It's oftentimes a map that teams ban because of the sort of daunting task of it. But into the action we go for Suburbia, a very different map, a close quarters map. Map that we've seen very fast action unfold in, and already suppressive fire coming in. Good smokes coming in to deny vision for this cross up through this side. No shots up through the middle. Sriracha shuts down Ninja Salad trying to swing around that far side. It should give information to some of these defenders, and Sriracha is going to catch another kill. Llama of Death tries to take those shots and can't quite. Meanwhile, on objective, Mech's still holding. Sriracha just sort of pre-firing through the bushes. But Mech could be a very powerful position here if they're not too careful. Again, we got to keep an eye on the cross here across the street. Sriracha has eyes dialed in on one of these defenders, and Mech's still playing this very patiently. Alchemists certainly not off to a good start, but they are in to have some interesting defensive positions that could net them a couple of kills. Park's gonna ID Mech as long as Mech doesn't backstep.
Start.
Very. Bommy goes down. Mech stays in the corner. Now as they backstep, Park should have a line, and they're gonna pick up that kill. Good 1-2. And now it is down to just 2. Make it 1. Sriracha on the backside finds a kill, and Fletcher all alone in a 1v4. Eyes dialed in to Ranger, who has Tablet out on objective, and Torres is going to take the kill on the open cross. Ranger trying to punch in the code, but doesn't really matter. Would have netted them more rounds, and rounds do matter, so I shouldn't have said that, but regardless, 4-0 and the map win. Now we go into map 2. The away team gets to choose this map, and so Amazonians are going to have the opportunity to pick in to their preferred map space. And, you know, the statistics, when you look at them, they really do paint a picture where some teams excel at certain maps and some teams are really bad at certain maps. So, you know, the bans also oftentimes determined by those statistics. If a team isn't comfortable on a map, they'll ban it so that they don't play it, so that it can't be picked against them. Oftentimes they'll also ban a map that another team is very good at to sort of eliminate it as a potential threat or map pick. So certainly a lot of strategy that does go into the map pick phase of the game. Subway is where we're headed for map number 2. Look at the active rosters. Not seeing any subs yet, although we're waiting to fill the 5th slot from Alchemist, so there's a potential to bring something in there. But this is definitely Amazonian's map choice. So we didn't get any, you know, there sometimes can be situations where the home team will actually pick a side first. They have the option of picking the side or picking the map. Same goes for the away team when it comes to be their map choice. They can pick the side, and that would allow the other team to pick the map. It is a bit of a risk. Some teams, again, excel on certain maps on certain sides. There is a lot of nuance if you really want to look into a team that you can sort of decipher from their play style, so you can understand, again, the whole map pick phase of things. Some teams don't necessarily look that much into it, and they really just ban their weakness and pick their strengths. It can be that simple. Certainly a viable way to go about map picking, but yeah, there is that additional element to it that you really could deep dive into. And looking at Alchemist roster, we are seeing a sub. Squid God has been put in. Should mean that we are getting into the action shortly. Go ahead and showcase you the active rosters and where we're headed for our first objective. It's going to be the marketplace. Marketplace, a exciting objective to kick things off on. 3 entry points. 3 entry points that sort of branch out to several more. Variety for defense if they want to get aggressive. Spawn point can determine They roll out for sure. They can get a south spawn. Puts you right at the bottom of the stairs. Kind of shoot up and be a threat very early in the main street down to the objective. Taking control of that street is vital, and so you'll see a heavy investment in defense throughout this space. Oftentimes C4 is placed on walls, light fixtures, the back of lights, any way to sort of deny vision from the opponent from seeing it before it's too late. So you do oftentimes want to put it where someone can't see it, side of something up on top of a wire in the darkness. You know, there's a lot of interesting and creative spots that people have found to toss C4s, but in a map like Subway, C4 is certainly something that we are going to be C-placed. And, oh. I have a tech issue. Oh, we're ready to go, so let's... 1 second. Yeah, seems they were having some audio issues. But that should all be sorted. Still, again, Subway. Nothing changing about what I think I was seeing there with the rosters. So, Lana... Yeah, Lana was in last game. Now we are all sorted. Audio is populating. And we should be going into it again shortly. We appreciate everyone that is tuning in and hanging out again. Stopping by and patient with us during these down times. Ponosuke. Compliment. But yes, I do appreciate you stopping by, and I do appreciate the new followers we've been seeing come through. You know, just a few weeks ago, we had just crossed over 4,000, and now we're well over 4,100. So a lot of new people coming in and enjoying the shows and learning about the VRML, and that's what we're all about. Bringing in new folks, bringing in more people, showing the world what VR esports is all about. And get this map number 2 underway. Alchemist are a solid team. That performance on Suburbia felt a little almost kind of disconnected. And again, maybe they got caught off guard from how well Amazonians performed there. But we'll have to see what map 2 holds. Maybe 1.18 is really shaking things up here, and the loadouts and the kits are throwing off the otherwise, you know, experienced Alchemist. I suppose at this stage, what does that experience buy you? Obviously, map knowledge still relevant, but you know, the loadouts these players are most comfortable with are not necessarily what they can take anymore. I guess we'll see what Alchemist can do as they get to start on the defense here. Maybe a replica, a rebound, a 4-0 themselves on Amazonian's map pick. We'll have to see how it goes, though. It's going to be that fast south spawn I was talking about up the stairs. They're going to be able to challenge the main street right away. Ninja is going to check for this, and I don't think they see Swami cross. They're going to continue their extension out, and now they're caught across the street with Sriracha eyes in to this angle here.
He is still there. Be careful.
Still there, still there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's in that corner. with the green container. Be careful. Flash it.
A good nade would do some good work. And he does get tossed. Goes a little bit
No,
too far,
he's still
though.
there. Flash it.
And Sriracha knows that Ninja's there because that
flash
nade
on me.
didn't cause the body
it,
to
I
go
have it.
kind of popping out from the corner.
Okay,
They
try
drop
this
the flash
carefully.
on the stairs for their teammate to pick it up. Oh, and they actually catch an elbow. The flash does come in,
They get him?
but Sriracha finds the kill and the
Oh
confirm.
shit, he's dead. Yes, he's dead. 1-.
He's propped up, though, there, so maybe they thought that they hadn't shot him, or either way. Utility utilized to clear out that side.
Be there. Hey, look. Hey.
Not sure what Sriracha wants to do with that flare. Moved over into Llama's corner, I guess. Oh, meanwhile, on the other side of things, Ranger fighting Laughing Coffin. A flash comes around the corner. Blind shots into the side, and Laughing Coffin finds the kill. Meanwhile, Sriracha comes pushing into Llama of Death on the corner. Llama catches one over Sriracha's shoulder. Torres still here, and Sriracha's going to find that kill. The duo here pushing in towards objective. They have some smoke available. They'll certainly throw a little bit of chaos out towards that side, but that smoke goes too far. Gonna hug the wall, open up that big gap that Mech can cover, and they are gonna find that kill.
Killed one sex, killed one
Now Sriracha all alone in their efforts, gonna have to push in through the 1v3. Squid God, hearing these footsteps, is able to call out that this push is coming through. They can hear the quick movements from Sriracha. Sriracha, as soon as they pop out here, they find themselves in a very difficult position. Oh, Squid God radioing in. There's the double. A great transfer coming in from Sriracha. 1-2 to tie things up. 1v1. Laughing Coffin alone in defending this objective. And they have to kind of swing wide just to make sure it's not getting capped. Sriracha may have seen that cross, and now they're going to be ready. And they can't see Sriracha in the dark corner. Shots do land, but don't down. And heals are coming in, so Laughing Coffin will survive. Again, Sriracha's ducked in a very good rotation from Sriracha to get tucked back into the other side of that corner. Coffin is able to cross through the tight side in 2.5 seconds left. Or 2.5 minutes left, excuse me. A lot of time on the board. Sriracha really in a tough spot. How much ammo is left? Obviously not a lot, because they have to swap out for their dead teammates' ammo on the ground. Gonna go back across the tight angle, and they do get vision on Sriracha on that cross, and they find the kill. A great slide back and forth from Coffin to clutch the round. Almost a solid clutch there from Sriracha, but not quite enough. Alchemist take the lead on their defensive round. The first point clocked in for the team as well, and so they're on the board here off of Amazonian's map pick. Again, for those not familiar, we do swap sides every round, and so Amazonians get a chance at defending. Got worried there that I didn't cut to the gameplay, but we're all good. Looking at the KDs, again, Sriracha 4-1 that round. Wow, I didn't realize that Sriracha had all of the kills and really did almost clutch that round for their team. Ace the opponent, but, you know, much like how round one started for them in Suburbia, Sriracha definitely kicking things off. The rest of the team came alive the rest of that first map, but, you know, Laughing Coffin 3-0. Also putting on a solid performance here in that first round. Shutting down the, what would that be? West side approach. Rotating back to cover the objective. Very good game sense. To realize that once they had lost their two on objective that they had to come back and cover it, right? I mean, If they had waited too long, there could have been a potential for a cap. And so, a nice solid job there, again, from the Alchemist side to defend. Same spawn coming in for Alchemist, so they'll be able to play it as aggressive if they want. We'll find out as we go in.
Go ahead and check that specs alley real quick. I'm going to be watching the main alley.
Oh, maybe I'll hop in for some 118 gameplay tonight after the game. Catch me in a lobby, you know?
Hey, confirm body.
Haven't played the new update. Good time. Been on vacation.
Sex
Been
Alley's hot.
casting Blast-Ons. They're in their postseason. Echo Arena is starting up. A lot of VR esports out there to be had. And while they did have the same spawn, Alchemists were able to play it out aggressive. You didn't see that same aggression from Amazonians. A little bit more reserved on their defensive play out here. Positioned where they are really waiting for the opponent to push down into these three entryways. You know, Swami is holding here. I would think there is a C4. We heard one detonate. Swami has a flash in hand. Want to stay on this place, but I also want to pop over here. The C4 did go off. Oh, and we heard false callouts there. An interesting use of global comms that your enemy can hear, even the opponent across if they're close enough and they're talking. Swami likely hearing Llama of Death and Mech on the other side here. That's why they're prepping this flash, and that's certainly going to be an indicator that they're here. Flash comes up. It's a good one. Connects on to Llama. Wonder if Swami also blinded themselves, though, because they don't push off of it. Does put a pause, but we have to, again, keep our attention split because Torres very close to being flanked by Coffin. Neck does a nice job of tossing the smoke onto that dumpster, really denying vision for Swami. Swami can't see the cross onto this side, and is now actually going to hold an angle through the crack and wait for the smoke to dissipate, and hopefully they'll catch the side of Mech, but I think Mech's doing the same. And Swami now taking shots, definitely giving away the game here. Oh, they come flying out. They catch a double, a big swing. Very risky, but it pays off for them. Completely surprises the duo, even with the shots taken. Seems like they weren't ready for that. Oh, Laughing Coffin. About to catch Torres as Torres finds one. Coffin doing a good job of suppressing them in the tight corner. Now Coffin here in a 1v1. Honestly, Sriracha's not watching the backside of Torres. Finds one up through the center. Look at all that rotation it's forcing. Swami coming back. Ninja catches another one. Torres finds Laughing Coffin. But if Coffin had found that kill, it was a 1v1 on objective because of how far away they had their last defender rotating. So a near attempt there from the Alchemist, but solid defensive round from Amazonians. Ties us up one apiece here on map 2. I see that Kevin realized the situation last round where Sriracha was so close to the ace. I didn't figure that out until after the round, but let's see. This round, Sriracha not finding any. And, you know, that happens, right? In a game like Onward, you can kill the entire team and then not be active the rest of the series, really. So I think what impresses me more is that Sriracha played, you know, as well in the first few rounds of Suburbia as well. So either way, we're into a nice little back and forth here. Good solid battle. Our next objective, if you have the eyes of an eagle, going to take us to that same level, just down into South Street. Again, every 2 rounds we get a new objective placement. Every other round they swap sides. So a new objective and a side swap puts Alchemist in defense for the first time on this objective.
It means what?
A quick spawn for Amazonians means we could see action very early here. And in anticipation of just that, you see this play. Not sure the value of the flare. Up to potential night vision. Either way, Squid God dumps a magazine into the corner and gets to then tuck in. If there was, yep, there was. This is a very meta setup. You have Squid in the tight corner there. C4 placed on this side. So if Squid dies, the idea being that the team will push forward up to the corner. And as I say, that Squid rotates out. Coffin in the tight corner. And I don't think Squid knew Coffin was there because Squid was rotating to take that back up. And so now Squid, actually goes back on the recross. Catches Sriracha out and manages to make it back into their corner. Also shuts down Park, who tries to push up. I wouldn't expect Park to try and make that same push, but it leaves Amazonians with just 3 left. Alchemist off to a very good defensive round. Bommy Torres and Ranger Rain gonna have to make some kind of magic happen. Here, I don't think I see any C4 placement. Oftentimes, again, up on the walls, the corners of C4 is even placed, you know, up as high as that 2nd floor. A detonation here would kill your opponent beneath it, so you do see very interesting C4 placements on a map like this. Or is on a wide rotation. Could be running into Squid God soon. I don't even know if that pre-fire is necessary, considering you have Llama of Death dialed into this corner. Ninja catches Torres trying to rotate around. Squid continues to throw out suppressive fire. And Llama does get picked up. Ranger Rain finally getting the on-objective defender down. Mech coming back. I was going to say, if Mech doesn't rotate back, there is a potential for something to happen here. But again, you have 4 now dialed into objective. And with no smokes, Ranger's going to have a very tough time pushing up. Mech catches that kill.
Echo 4. Echo 1.
And you can hear the call out Echo 4, meaning that 4 are down for Amazonians. The Alchemists know they have only 1 opponent left to defend from. Means you can be a little bit more aggressive if you so desire. Mech's going to do just that. They peek the corner, they catch the kill. Alchemists take their 2nd defensive round. seemingly climbing back into this series after a very rough start on Suburbia. Didn't do that good. Yes, I do try and check chat. How high? I see you in there as well. Already got you in my earlier shout out. More heard my answer to their question, and everyone's having a good time enjoying what is so far a pretty interesting back and forth here. Alchemist certainly proving to be a powerful squad, a team deserved of their current diamond rank, as they are giving Amazonians now a tough battle. I really meant to say Amazonians very much deserved of their diamond rank, a team new to this season. It's impressive to see them this high up and performing this well, this high in the ladder. Again, though, looking at the rosters, the Amazonians don't necessarily have anybody that's new to Season 13. If anything, they have experienced as deep as a team, probably 11, although I do see they do have a couple of players to see. But Sriracha, Park, yep, all have experience for us as well, dating back to as far as Season 12. So, you know, although it is a new team, I would say it's a team that's probably, you know, that has experience back to Season 12, sometimes as deep as Season 10, depending on who you're looking at. And so, definitely an experienced group of players, but as a new team, still impressive to see them playing so well here. And ooh, a nice flash to catch out Squid God there, forces them to drop back off the corner. A flash for a flash in terms of utility used, though, and oh, Ranger actually catches the first kill. I'm not sure how Mech goes down here. Oh, underground, Mech trying to rotate up to the south. This could spell bad news as a team kill comes in for the Squid God Ninja Salad duo. If Ranger continues the rotation here, Ranger could be eventually flanking this team. It's a very long route. Ranger was on this sort of flank last game as well. How long can they hold this up, though? Meanwhile, Park catching out kills on objective. Flash is coming in from Coffin. And there's Ranger on the back, catches one. Park denies entry onto that south alley. And Ninja finds themselves alone in a 1v5 trying to attack. An absolute denial of the Marsoc round coming in here from Amazonians, doing a great job defending. Ranger does manage to slide that corner, catches the kill. They'll trade down bulk rounds. Keep things tied to. Take a quick look at the KDs while I get some water. Yeah, and again, just looking through. Sure. Our team been around since C12. Captain Mech since 11. Played on Error 4. Ninja Salad, season 11 as well. Fletcha, season 12. And so, we really are looking at similar experience. So I'd say a little bit more, obviously, on the Alchemist side. Almost a full season more, really, in a lot of cases, but depends on who you're looking at, so. That's why maybe we're seeing such a good battle, because they are evenly matched squads. Round number 5 means that we are headed to a new objective, and we swap sides. That means Amazonians get to attack, and our new objective takes us into the main floor of the subway. Could be running into some early fights here with how Mech has positioned themselves on the south stairwell. And we're going to stay on board this as Ranger Rain comes flying down. I saw Ninja Salad was going to be lined up for a kill as well. And they do connect. They get pursued a little bit by Park, who heals, pulls the nade, and tries to push up to Ninja. Meanwhile, a counter blast from Mech and a big swing. Sriracha fortunate to drop all the way back to the top of the stairs. Very minimal exposure and catches that kill. Allows us to focus back onto Park, who, very much aware of Ninja's position, tries to take the tight corner, and Ninja catches that kill. They're going to take another shot into the hip on their opponent, and Park is no longer able to be resurrected. It means we just have one entering in from the south, and Torres pushing in from the main catwalk. Coffin hasn't heard any advancements yet. There's C4 guarding their back. No additional placements farther up, so could be a very late. I mean, that C4 would kill Coffin. But the intention is that as Coffin dies, it then gets detonated. Torres, fortunately, wasn't pushed far enough up, and so they survive. That's a kill. And cuts down Alchemist to 3. Definitely pulls this within reach for the Amazonians duo. Sriracha been a top killer for this team so far today. They can keep this up and catch Ninja out. It's going to be a big opening onto the objective. Ninja's going to be the one to get the kill, though. Scoops up the elbow shot onto the side using those iron sights. Leaves Torres all alone in a 1v3. Have the horseshoe, though, that they can work with. It leaves them the opportunity to pop out of both sides of the stairwell. Have a little bit of options in terms of how they want to exit out into the playing field, but they do have to push down out of these stairs. 3 minutes left, though. They do have a lot of time as well, and so maybe they can spot Ninja back in that dark alleyway. Turn off the overheads there. It's very hard to see. Maybe they can see a little bit of the movement there on that side, but with no name tags, super hard to identify the opponent on that in that dark corner there. Again, really leaning into the idea that Onward is a military simulator. Not really, although it certainly has its gamified moments, like putting a syringe into your arm to heal. It does try and ground itself in reality, and so no name tags is certainly one of those methods of grounding it in reality. It's also obviously pretty hard to go prone downstairs, but Torres is doing it like a champ. Not exactly with the greatest of kinematics, but You know how it is. Really using their hips to move around here. Those footsteps likely to be heard by Llama of Death. And so they should have an idea that someone's inside here. They certainly are peeking this tight doorway, just waiting for someone to come out. If Llama stays quiet, or excuse me, if Torres stays quiet, though, they could catch Llama here. They're going to try and get the flash nade. Was that a nade? No, another smoke. And Llama didn't take shots. Wonder if Torres saw Llama. And as that smoke billows, Llama actually drops off the angle that they should have held to catch Torres on this rotation. Now, as Torres sees the head, they're going to take the shots just through the underside of the bench. It's a 1v2. Alchemists, if they are aware of the time, should know that they can stay tucked in and really force Torres to play this, because Torres only has 15 seconds left, and I don't know if Torres is aware of that. Here's one kill, one more gets the round, and they can't quite find it behind them. Squid God's gonna scoop it up. Alchemist with another very close defensive round do take it. We continue to trade Volk rounds back and forth. And again, another look at your KDs before we glide back on over to our lovely scoreboard, and we can take a look at the overall score for the day. Alchemist just a round away from securing themselves a map win and taking us to a map 3 decider for the series. Amazonians, meanwhile, leading in rounds 1 and certainly have the momentum, I suppose, or at least did. Alchemist very much playing a solid bit of defense here on Subway, and this is the Amazonians map pick, so you know, when you pick a map, you don't have the option of being on defense. The true, you know, core advantage of defending first is that if you trade defensive rounds all the way down, then on that 7th round you will be defending, and so you will win that 7th round and win the map if you're trading defensive rounds. And so if it's a battle of defense, for example, just as, you know, as we're seeing here in the case of Subway on map 2, then it will eventually work out for Alchemists. You know, it does take one of these teams to win a Marsoc round to set things apart, and Alchemist, if they can take this round, will take the map, but otherwise we go back into another defensive round. We change objectives again. We haven't gone to the north objective, which is very volatile and hard to defend, and could be a tough spot to put either one of these teams in. Not there yet, though. Still in to round number 6 of number 2.
Or you can do that? Jesus Christ.
Do a kind of, or if any, aggressive defense gets deployed here. I think the only thing we're going to see that's going to be pretty aggressive is Ranger Rain pushing into the basement here. Taking a long way about it. Didn't want to go down the stairs. Wanted to peek this long angle here. Do they know Mech is on the tight corner? That is the question. Laughing in the deep side. Mech right here close. Utility coming in. No, Mech decides to take the kill off the corner.
Echo 4.
Looked like for, oh, they were checking their tablet. I thought they were pulling out a nade. Opens upstairs. They'll be coming up and approaching Swami soon.
There's another one? Oh no, isn't there another one? Oh no, up there, okay.
Pretty spread out attack, though. Plan being, one comes from the horseshoe. That's Llama of Death, which they have now taken control of. One comes from stairs. That's Mech, who's being threatened by Swami. Oh, and it looks like they actually have quite a few potentially waiting to push up here. Swami does come down. Sriracha goes, scoops up Ninja Salad, trying to take the south. That was the final element of the overall spread out push, but that's gone. It's just up to the horseshoe entry and the basement entry. I was going to say, I think Squid God is going to go out into the subway and come up from the bottom stairs. And it does give them an overall pretty good spread of coverage, a good distraction across the map if they can time it right. Next flash comes in. That's going to blind Swami. Swami on a full run away. Mech not necessarily applying too much pressure, though. Oh, and Swami comes back.
-1.
Mech can't see or doesn't identify Swami rotating on around those stairs. At least hear Swami, but down goes Llama of Death trying to push down Horseshoe. Not good. Squid God trying to redeem and find. Park almost loses their head for it as they pop up. That warrants a smoke grenade tossed Park's way. Does an okay job of denying the vision. Laughing does take control towards objective, and Squid does make it out. Park on a rotation goes down. They have objective control here. Alchemist looking to secure things, but Torres is still there with eyes on as Sriracha comes flying in. If they maybe had the addition of Coffin up over the top, it could have been put together, but it's still not out of reach as Coffin is close to the objective here. A very dangerous position to be in. Sriracha, if they go down, Torres has to kind of rotate because I think Coffin can cap behind the map and avoid Torres entirely. Really just waiting for this horseshoe peek from Sriracha. Playing it patiently because they have 2 minutes left. Sriracha is so close to peeking out there. They do see it. They don't catch Sriracha, though. Shots do come down there, though. It does give away the position. Back up ammo in the mag and thinking about scooping up some from their teammate. Now, with no utility, the push to objective is a tall order. But I honestly think they can do it. They can get out to that pillar. I think you can cap from the pillar. Seconds now. Coffin is going to have to move. They really don't know where Sriracha is. And Sriracha is going to find the kill. A very patient job from the defender there, Sriracha, to hold that angle and really wait for that rotation to come in. Because again, I think if they didn't have that coverage, there was opportunity for a cap, and so that could have been map 2 into the hands of the Alchemist. Not quite, though, as we're going to take it all the way to round 7, and it isn't going to be a north stairwell objective. It is going to be down into the basement. Now, I have seen teams win this on the attack, but it is certainly a tough objective to effectively attack. Only 3 entry points. Plenty of space to spread out and cover those 3 entry points. So it really comes down to timing and execution on utility. C4s are a big element in a good defense here, and Alchemist are certainly no stranger to this map or the ways to defend this objective, so just like the other bulk rounds, it's gonna be pretty tough for the Amazonians to break through on their attack. Could be headed to a map 3 decider. We could be. Like I said, we still play out the 3rd map, even if the enemy, even if the Amazonians win. They're not the enemy. They are the enemy to Alchemist. Even if the Amazonians win on this map, we still do play that 3rd map out. Rounds 1 matter. They help determine how many points a team goes up or down in rank.
So just call out everything.
But regardless, back into the action we go for round number 7.
Mine's a pop out.
See what we get here on the defense. See what Amazonians throw out on the attack. We'll see if we get that kind of coordination that's necessary to really sort of break through the walls, or if we're going to continue to see a little bit of a attempt at spreading out and executing on that spread. Neck pushing out early to take control of the stairs, just to be sure no one comes popping up it. A bit of a aggressive play for where the objective is, but maybe also unexpected from the opponent, on the attacking side, so potential. Keep an eye on this, but also on the rest of the attacks. Surat, Park and Ranger underground, Swami and Torres making their way up to the north. So with no one approaching Mech, going to be a north-south and an underground approach. Back of this push is Swami, watching out for any sort of flank maneuvers, which can come out. If Mech really wanted to, they could go underground, pop up the stairs, and run all the way over to the back of Swami and Torres here, but that's a big commitment, and it puts you very far away from the objective, so not something that's being invested in here. Four minutes on the clock to have ticked down. Amazonians slowly wade their way into troubled waters. See, there doesn't catch anyone. And Coffin really taking a risk to popping out and peeking like that, but hoping that they would catch Ranger in the middle of moving from point to point. Off of that cross, they decide to tuck back in into a corner that is not as dark as it used to be, but still a space they can do their best to blend into, especially if they go prone to that dirt. Only 2 on objective, though. Torres and Swami not even pushing from their original position and are rotating now all the way up to the catwalk. Bit of an odd choice, but maybe part of the plan. Poke and prod to the north. They don't find anything. Rotate out. Maybe they ran into a little bit of too much from Squid God and Ninja. But Squid God's actually underground, so it would have been just Ninja, and I don't think Ninja had anything over in the north, so not sure what deterred them at the end of the day, but They decide to instead again go up to that catwalk. They're going to take control of the horseshoe, relatively uncontested. It's going to keep us focused on Ranger getting closer and closer to popping out here and attacking Coffin. And we're really in full standoff mode here. Sriracha also standing off with Mech. Good utility here, goes a long way. Nice flash around the corner. Open up opportunities, and Park catches Coffin in the deep corner. On objective, defense gets weakened, but Squid God's still there, deep in the backside, taking shots. Utility and a good C4, a second C4 deployed, and Llama's going to confirm the duo down there. A great late C4. That must have been in that corner there. Sriracha knifes Mech. Sadly missed that one, but hard to cover all of the action across the field here. Certainly is happening. Oh man, Swami almost team killed Sriracha.
Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me!
The call outs to Swami to stop shooting as well. Almost TK'd Sriracha there.
Okay.
Ninja getting aggressive up top. Does catch one. Squid God giving information
I'm
based on what they're hearing to Ninja to push up off of.
He's at the north upstairs. He's my push. There's one up here with me to try to push down. So.
Ooh, Sriracha pops out from the stairs, and they catch Squid God. Swami finds Ninja trying to rotate. Llama of Death is left alone. Amazonians are on a good attack. The tablet is there, but the gun goes back into Sriracha's hand, recognizing they don't need the tablet cap here to get the win. The time actually ticks down. An Alchemist win off of the clock. I didn't even see the score in what was or could have been Amazonians with a win. If Sriracha had risked it for the 1v1, they would have traded, and it could have been Amazonians 4-3, but I didn't even pay attention to the time. As it takes down, Alchemist take the lead. I wasn't sure what had happened there, but they take the lead and the map W. We go on to a map 3 decider for this series. Alchemists get to choose it as well. Map 3, as you can see, taking us to Snow Peak. And maybe an effort to change things up a little bit. Alchemists do pick into a longer range map. I say that knowing that 2 out of the 5 potential objective spawns are close range, so tell me if it's a long range map. It's a varied map, I think. The best way of saying it. Either way, it is Snow Peak. And so we do have that option of range. Get an outside objective, there is that chance. So you can get into some long-range engagements. The sniper can become an effective tool. The drone, something that I've seen used to very good effect. Although I don't know what if it's still valuable enough to be taken in the current 1.18 build, which is what we're playing on. Now, oftentimes in the league, we've not been able to play on the newest build, but for the most part, things seem to be working pretty smooth, and say that now and maybe knowingly jinxing the rest of the series, but either way. We're waiting for a 5th from Alchemist. I do wonder if it's a sub. We'll have to see. We've seen them already sub in Squid God, which certainly maybe was the, you know, the thing they needed to get their team back focused into the series, because, you know, now they're in a position where they can still fight for the series here in map 3. They can still fight for this W. It's not out of their hands. Does make map 3 a little bit more interesting, obviously, and so excited to see what we get here on Snow Peak. But again, just waiting for that 5th to join. While we wait, I can take you over to point out our first objective of the afternoon and the current active rosters for teams. As you can see, we have one of 3 outside objectives. Although this one, not so much a... I don't know. Not a long-range objective for one of the 3 that's outside. A lot of different entry points around the objective space, and so it depends really on how you want to set up on the defense if you do want to run into that long range. Like I said, I totally ruined it now as we run into some tech issues for the Alchemist side. Hopefully, though, those can be solved and we can get into map number 3 shortly. I think one sort of call to action that I can certainly put out there while we do patiently wait. One thing that I would love to see more of personally as a caster is clips done by the community. So if you ever see a good highlight or cool play or something you like, you can hit that clip button on the bottom of the screen on the stream. And yeah, clip, or press Alt-X, and it will open up that section of the Twitch stream that you just watched. You can clip it, you can title it. I can then go back and look at every clip that has been made and create highlight reels from games. And so it really is a community effort to go into what would be a very helpful sort of repository of cool plays that happen throughout the course of a series. If I really wanted to be responsible, I'd be cutting replays for all of those cool plays, and I will do my best. I know I haven't been running any replays today. We'll change that here in the map 3, but yeah, that goes a long way. Also helps with the social media promotion. You know, if we can tweet out cool clips, that'll certainly be, you know, helpful in terms of spreading the word and getting that outreach for the VRML out to more people. I think also if you have any, like, if you stream or make content, you have any personal clips from VRML games, I would encourage you to tag Onward_VRML, and we're very likely to be retweeting those or sharing those at least with the community. So, you know, something else you can be doing on social media. Take a look, we could be going into a timeout here. That is the case. Timeout for the Alchemists. That means that we could be here for another 5 to 10 minutes, and so, in a act of voice preservation, we're going to cut to a brief intermission, and when we come back, it will be the map 3 decider between Alchemist and Amazonians, so don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this one. Welcome back, everybody. We are patiently waiting. Start of map number 3, the series decider on Snow Peak. If you are just tuning in, we appreciate you patiently waiting through that intermission. I know it's it hurts to see that starting soon and not be starting soon. So do apologize, but here we are, just now waiting for a 5th to connect in for the Amazonians, and then we will be underway and back into the action. We do have all 5 from Alchemist, though, so that does give us a perspective into the active rosters for them here this afternoon. Fletcher being subbed in there, and Torres now joining back onto the Amazonians, so very likely to be underway here in map number 3 soon enough. See a few new folk popping in. That skateboard, Jake, stopping by just in time for what has been a pretty interesting series. I don't really know what we're going to get here on map 3 because it is a little bit different than what we've been seeing on both Subway and Suburbia. But even then, kind of an interesting turn of events for Alchemist to really just have a bad time on Suburbia and then bounce back on Amazonian's map pick and manage to take that. So we now go into a space where arguably they should be comfortable, but that hasn't necessarily set them up for success in the past. Everything ready to go for map number 3, round number 1.
I mean, I don't know what to set it to, but okay.
They do get the internal spawn inside the caves, so oftentimes means that you're going to see at least someone push out from the garage space. Torres is the one that's set up to defend that. Good to see, though, Amazonians prioritizing defense around the objective more so than looking out for the long picks. They still do have some of those angles set up. Bommy could potentially catch a kill or two from distance, but obviously a lot of lasers wary of that threat. They know the standard and meta often allocates at least one defender up onto these sandbags somewhere. Bommy is, of course, minimizing their exposure. They don't need to be checking out into that open area, although maybe they should have been, because Llama of Death catches Ranger of Range from a very, very deep shot. Ranger trying to rotate back from their south defensive position, and they go down. If anything, that opens up the south, which we unfortunately don't have the map working. And oh no, a team kill. Llama of Death catches Fletcher. But it opens up that south entry point, and we do see in the distance there Mech and Squid God slowly making their way up. It's going to be... Well, if they take... Which side they take the fork in the road will determine success or failure, really, because Swami is dialed in to one side, but they have now no defense on the other. And so we'll have to see the duo pick. So it looks like Squid God and Mech are opting for that longer rotation. I wonder if they're working off the knowledge that they did pick up that kill and the call came through. But this is the right move for at least these two. They won't run into much of anything until they get closer to objective, or at least to that main objective lane. They will eventually run into potentially Torres' family.
Okay.
But this is the split. 2 on Swami, 2 pushing in from the south. Squid God's a little bit deeper there. Team down a player, so it's a 4v4. On board Torres. They are still worried about the garage entry, but they're pretty important to have peeking up over the top to cover this main street. Otherwise, really, just park. There's a very late angle on that street.
Smoke from the very far south. Very far south.
Shots coming in towards Sriracha. All of this wall space, all this metal back walling is penetrable. Meanwhile, Llama of Death pushing up towards Swami. Swami definitely hears the crunch of the snow now. Gonna go for a bit of a peek, but Llama doesn't seem to hear this. They catch one. Ninja tries to swing, can't catch fully. Swami does tag them a little bit and catches them on the heel.
-1.
Nice pickup there. Park, meanwhile, still holding up this main lane. Squid God and Mech so close to challenging here. Sriracha
Us guys in OBJ. He's in the building.
goes down to a trade. Mech could rotate back, go up and pick up Squid God. Trying to cross would be too much of a risk. Meanwhile, Ninja sets off on a rotation. Torres has the cover over the top. I don't know if they're necessarily looking towards the... I think Ninja saw the head pop up there. No, they don't see Torres to the left. Park catches, kills. Mech goes down, and as they push out towards Mech, Torres catches the kill on the backside. Amazonians put up a good, solid start to their defensive round. We swap sides. And it's Alchemist's turn to defend. Back in the lead are the Amazonians. And it looks like we're just waiting for a technical reconnect here. I don't think that was a drop during the round. I think it was after death. Nonetheless, just waiting for that reconnect, and then back into it we'll go. There is Ranger. Maybe they, I think there was a team kill. Maybe they're just ashamed of their KD and wanted a fresh start. I don't advocate for that. I don't. I don't think people ever do it. Anyway. We'll be getting into round 2 soon, and again, like I said, we swap sides, so see what Alchemists do on the defense. We could be in a sort of state now where we're trading defensive rounds down, just like we did see in Subway. If that's the case, it means we will see some variety here today, because if we do go 7, we are assured at least one indoor objective. And so we are going to get that spice of range and close quarters here if we trade defensive rounds back and forth. We'll have to see as we do get ready to dive into round number 2. On map number 3, our series decider. The winner here takes the W, takes the MMR growth in the regular season ladder. In that quest to be in the top 7 to instantly qualify for the postseason tournament, to compete for prizing in cash and hardware. Interesting C4 tossed up there by a llama. Very likely going to go undetected. Look how great that blends into the tree. Does look like a south push, though, and Squid God could be running into action soon. And there it is. Ranger goes down.
-1 mech there. We're repushed. We're repushed.
A lot more eyes, though, are here onto Squid God, and so they're not exactly safe, and Swarmy nearly takes that kill. Sriracha has eyes on as well, but not quite over the top of that hill, and so Squid, they stay prone, should be able to get out of this one.
But the hangar's in the far left corner.
Park on the deep corner, and I don't know if Squid's necessarily watching that. See the crouch, and they don't. Squid got with a nice headshot.
Yeah, both three. They're still trying to do a push around his corner.
Good call-outs there to the team. Now they have an accurate kill count. Only 3 left from it done. We're going to have to go on to one rotating Sriracha, who is closer to the objective, but very much on their own. Pushing up through this space is risky, considering Ninja does have that forward advanced tunnel position. Fletch is also here, really patiently waiting for anyone to advance up through this midfield. I think Sriracha is trying to use the distraction of the kills and the continued push from that side. Oh, wow, and they ID the head of Fletcher very nicely. Sriracha really been playing good today so far. This is a threat. Ninja has to crash for this. Sriracha has potentially heavy control of the objective space. Ninja still doesn't have the angle. They're not peeking out, and Sriracha, if they push a little farther, will have coverage from that. Squid God very much distracted still. Torres and Swami doing a good job of that, and Sriracha is right up close to the objective. Llama takes a quick peek.
Is one inside the cave. Is one inside the cave.
Ooh, and Sriracha does spot Ninja rotate. Torres and Swami looking like they're trying to get past Squid God. Oh, and Llama fortunately peeks out the window to spot Sriracha trying to advance up to the objective. A big pickup there. Swami and Torres, meanwhile, have gotten past Squid. Trouble with that, though, is that there is a potential for a flank if they take too long in their advance to the objective, and that can be easily stalled by the likes of suppressive fire from the high angle of Mech, who does catch out Swami trying to push in. Swami's up on that, Mech's up on that tower, has a great line down into this push. Torres now, doesn't want to sit around where they're at because, again, the threat of Squid God is right behind them. Those shots come in and just go over the top. Torres ducks down, heals, and continues to retreat. Squid's not going to find that kill, and Torres is alone in a 1v4. Out in the open, 1 kill. Only 3 left. Good catch Mech on rotation, but they don't need Mech to rotate yet, and so that may be a bit of an overzealous move. If they lose Llama, then maybe, but they still have 1 more defending there from the south. Torres is going to go for it. Do they spot Llama in the window? They do. Those shots don't quite connect. Llama's still alive, and Llama finds the headshot.
Got him.
A quick kill, and Alchemist take their defensive round. We are just in for a great battle here today. I think that's what it's come down to. Alchemist woke up. Like I said, it looked like they were just not quite there. A little disconnected, maybe caught off guard with how well the Amazonians played Suburbia. But they very much tightened it up for Subway and not letting things get out of control on their map pick on Snow Peak. You swap objectives after 2 rounds. Takes us to another outdoors objective, one that does lend itself to some long range. We're likely to see a similar, slower paced round here. Albeit Subway had its fair share of slow paced rounds and rounds that went down to the time limit, but yes, slower paced rounds here, longer ranged rounds here as we go into it for the next 2 at least on this objective. Round number 3 kicking off.
And you can also watch that hill from there too. Very good angle. Yep.
Bit of a fast spawn for this offense. They have big threats down into the objective space, and they are not afraid to take the shots early, especially with Llama dumping suppressive fire up over the top. It gives away their spawn. That nade just a few seconds early. If they had just been a little bit later on it, may have caught 1 or 2, but both Fletcher and Llama hadn't pushed down yet. And so they've given away their spawn right away. But I think it's intentional. If you do look at the overhead, they've got 3 more trying to rotate for a bit of a longer push up, potentially through the lake side. How that works is both Ninja and Fletch stay at spawn side.
We'll share it. I have a sniper rifle. There's one on the left side behind the fence. He just peeked. Right next to the sniper tower.
One on the left, back left, behind the fence. The tower. Back the tower.
Want me to spray it down?
Don't waste your ammo on it. I think it's bulletproof.
We have a kill count yet?
I don't have a kill. Trade. You got anybody down?
Comes coming in, trying to figure out if anyone has been killed yet on the Alchemist side. Amazonians doing well to stay tucked in and sort of wait for this aggression to come to them. Again, after, in this game, the attacking teams can spawn in several different locations for each objective, whereas the defending team spawns on the objective. And so the advantage being there that as the attacking team, your location and where you're coming from is unknown. In the case here, though, like I said, they shot early, which gives away where they spawn, because there's only one of 2 or 3 spawn points per objective. And so if you know those spawn points, then you know that your enemy is coming from that location. So Amazonians have taken it on themselves to tuck in and not look for any of these ranged kills outside of Torres covering the south. I don't know if actually Torres can see the llama either. Yeah, I don't think they have enough height until llama at least pushes up through the center. But yeah, it's an interesting route. They're going up through the middle through the lake. And that's a beauty. Clip that and ship that. Torres with a great toss from downtown finds one on the other side. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Clip that, please.
Torres asking the team to clip it. A great toss. Clutch and Ninja, though, pushing in, and was the toss enough to get them the advantage they need to take the round? That is obviously the question. A lot of shots coming in towards Swamian Park. Locations likely known, or at the very least pre-fire. 2 minutes left on the clock. Ooh, another good flash. That blinds 2 on the outside. Swami can't quite push, though, because of Fletch's location. And Swami actually catches one from the underside of the fence. There's a good kill, but a trade, so 1 for 1. Advantage Amazonians. Another goes down as Squid God trades with Torres. Amazonians only have 3, but Alchemist are alone with Ninja, and Park's going to pop out and finish that off. Solid defensive round, a patient defensive round. The Amazonians take it with great utility usage. Those nade tosses really spectacular. Again, all done in real life, so you're throwing the grenade. Love to see the pinpoint tosses like that, because they really are hard to land, hard to do, hard to perfect those nade tosses. It really requires time in the shooting range, throwing nades and honing in that sort of expertise. But anyway, we trade down again these Volk rounds, and for now we swap sides. Alchemists will defend and get their turn, either staying tucked in or looking for some early picks with some long-range moves. There's, again, options in terms of how you want to play out the defense, and I guess those vary based off of where your opponent spawns in. So it's all sort of the spice of life of Onward that we can talk about and think about forever. But yeah, I wonder, even if Amazonians have that spawn, if we'll see that sort of quick aggression. It's interesting, they could have had really all 5 be pushing up from this side. You don't often see teams stack like that. And if you do, it's a team that practices that type of strategy. The standard, I feel at the high level at least, is the 2-2-1, 3-2-1 sort of splitting tactic to really try and conquer the wide open spaces that are Onward. But here's a bit of a variety in the defensive style. Squid God going for a full cross across the lake. Very risky. Doesn't know the spawn point, but is going to get into bunker. Squid God maybe thinks they see one down the lane, but they've called out that they got the same spawn. That is definitely incorrect information, all things considered. Torres is actually, with the drone out, gathering information now.
Alright, there's one inside the bunker. One in bunker, one in bunker. Yes. I promise you there's one in the bunker.
And yeah, Torres has identified Squid God in the bunker with the drone. I don't know how they got the angle, but they spotted Squid here. Gives away sort of the advantage of them pushing up, but it also does potentially slow down the offense. Maybe less willing to try and challenge to this side. As you can see in the overhead here, we've gone 2-2-1. Squid has eyes onto the bunker, but saw the initial cross, didn't take shots. Will they see the second cross? Because they do have to get out in the open. Ninja's can actually shut that down with a nice long-range shot there.
I don't see that, but there's one on bunker.
Tommy and Torres trying to work together. As Torres again flies the drone around and radios and relays the information to Swami. Finally, Squid goes down. Park catches it out. They've been calling out bunker all game. And the drone finally does go down. It gets identified by Mech, who shoots it down, so no more information being relayed. They're actually going to drop off after that information potentially was conveyed. They're going to rotate off of that corner.
Alright, let's move up, try to pick one off slow, and then let's get it.
That bunker kill, though, it opens up the advance for the Amazonians. They can pretty comfortably push across the lake all the way up to objective wall, really. They have Mech waiting at the entry point. I guess you also do have Ninja still with the over-the-top angles. But they may not be long for this world, as you do have the potential threat of this push from the lakeside. And we'll keep our eyes on the defense here. Getting themselves ready for this eventual push. 2 minutes left on the clock. Oops. Sorry. And Mech catches one through the crack. A nice shot there. Sriracha is going to push up and look for revenge. Oh, and Mech almost has the headshot onto Sriracha as they pop up. Information, though, and now the fire comes in. Sriracha there trying to take shots. Where is the rest of the team? Minute 38. Torres is pushing forward. Sriracha and Mech continue to duke it out. And the trade. Both go down. Not enough time for a res onto Sriracha, so it's going to come down to Torres and Park pushing forward, and Park is just a little bit behind Torres. Torres off on their own on this push. Going to pass. Llama spots them out, but can't get the shots until Ninja catches the kill. Park now alone in their efforts. Knows Ninja's up along that hillside after those shots came in, but they don't have a lot of time to work with. Seconds left on the clock. Park's still alone. Wary of Ninja's position. Gonna push up and try and challenge it, but Ninja catches that kill. Alchemist wins. And we continue to trade Volk rounds. Taking a look at the KDs, an active game for sure, and a great back and forth that we are seeing here this afternoon. A couple of positive KDs, 4-3, 4-2 for both Park and Torres. Alchemists with Squid and Ninja doing well for their side, 4-3 respectively. Just sorting out odd tech book. Guess we won't go to scoreboard. We'll stay right here and get back into the action. Our next objective, another outdoors OBJ.
Y'all ready for this?
All long-range combat here this afternoon on Snow Peak. We'll have to see again if the Amazonians put up a solid defensive round and we continue to trade defensive rounds, or if we get a good Alchemist attack here. Maybe a cap, maybe a end of series. Only tosses a C4 and it lands pretty nicely, actually. It's going to be almost impossible to detect just because it's blocked, but that it could also limit its potential kill radius. Believe it or not, a small curb can even limit what that grenade or C4 will kill. Nothing out of the ordinary, though. Free fire from mech, shooting up to the tower. You can shoot through that cover, and so if anyone's there, they can get shot out. No one really pushed up, though, for Amazonians, at least onto the south side, and so interesting defensive spread, if anything, really. Sriracha's tucked into the deep corner. Ninja catches one, and the rest of this defense spread around and focused on protecting Lakeside. With Torres down, that is definitely not the way they wanted to kick things off. I think
right
Ninja
here. Yeah, you're good.
caught that shot from a very nice angle.
Echo 4 because I don't see him peeking again. Echo 5, he got the res.
Tried to get the kill, couldn't quite string it together, was expecting the res, or maybe not, but regardless, the res comes through. Llama has eyes over there, puts rounds downrange, and maybe enough information, enough shots coming through for the Amazonians to determine the spawn point.
Lakeside on the outside of the comp.
It looks like this one in the lake, near the middle.
A lot of sort of guesswork going on right now from both sides, trying to figure out where this attack's coming from, but also where the heck is this set up at. Plenty of time to go, though, with 3 minutes left on the clock. Task set ahead of them.
3 minutes, 3 minutes.
That's certainly one that is achievable. Mech, I would say, unlikely to be ready for Sriracha's position in the tight corner. Everyone else, though, pretty spread out. That C4 could become maybe more effective than Swami would recognize, but if they detonate it too early, then it doesn't get much use. So there it goes. And actually, Llama catches Swami through the wall. A full kill at that. Gonna open up the entry up through the middle here. They really do have full control of this middle space. Torres fully suppressed on that back corner.
Tell helicopter.
Rotating out into the middle, they get caught out. Llama of Death finds the kill. Sriracha does get mech, and so that potential for the flank and cap really kind of scratched here. And it's going to come down to how well the middle push works, as Sriracha is trying to push up and flank. Fletch seems to be somewhat aware of the idea. Llama of Death also eyes on to this side as Sriracha does push up, but plays it just right to where they stay tucked in, and Llama may actually not identify Sriracha. I wonder if Sriracha will identify Llama here, and I wonder if the cap is going to come through. Squid God certainly trying to make it happen. As Park suppresses and suppresses. And Squid God pulls the tablet out, but it's a little too late. I think they flashed Park there in the corner. Love to see Alchemist trying to go for that cap. A battle here.
It's
What?
one cross. One is close to OBJ. Be careful.
Llama of Death has made it past Sriracha. Oh no.
Open.
Oh, how is this going to work? Llama of Death makes it past Sriracha on this side. Is Sriracha going to check behind her? She does look for a second, but there's no way anyone could be behind them, they think. As Llama continues the advance. 3 left, 30 seconds on the clock. Ninja's on the backside as well. A very powerful Alchemist push here, but they do have to put it together. Ranger of Rain does have an angle here, and they are going to find the kill. Llama of Death goes down. No, Llama of Death's alive. Ranger goes down. Llama of Death pushing up to the objective. Doesn't turn for Park. They do catch Park, but not quite enough. Oh, they actually caught Sriracha too. It is enough. The clutch. I didn't even know that they caught the... I thought they just looked. I didn't even... Wow, a huge play there from Park to lock it in. What a good round for Alchemist as they now go into their defensive bout here, feeling pretty confident, I imagine. A round away from securing themselves a series that did not start good. Amazonians came in guns blazing on Suburbia and absolutely outperformed Alchemist out the gate. Alchemist really did a good job of battling back against their enemy's map pick, and then now doing well on their own here. And I'm looking at Amazonians' win record. Yes, they have lost, but only twice. This will be their third. Well, I shouldn't say that. Could be their third. That's a better term here. Unless they can take this next Marsoc round. Pressure certainly on to the Amazonian side, as we've seen defensive rounds traded back and forth here more than Marsoc wins. And so, can the Amazonians put one on here, push this to a round 7? We'll have to find out to go into round 6.
91333533.
A cap does get them the win. And so, smart to have that as an option in their brains. And again, just so unfortunate that I guess for Sriracha and the Amazonians, that the Ninja managed to get behind the defense. Yeah, maybe identification of Sriracha here early as shots do come in. One thing I kind of love about VR is you do have this translation of real life heights and, you know, presence. Sriracha is so much shorter than Ranger here. While Sriracha is basically standing to shoot through this, Ranger is almost in a full crouch. Just the difference in height, but that's reality. That's what VR does so great, translates that. Enhances the experience. Seems like a loss to be
I just saw one kind of
taking something like that away.
On the right side toward Ice Lake boxes.
Ranger taking some shots out. Sriracha also putting some suppressive fire, but nobody connecting with anything on the Amazonians just yet. Meanwhile, a long rotation is in play. We can look at the overhead. We do see at least Park, who is swinging here through the south. gonna say should be a little bit, but could be running into llama maybe sooner than they anticipate. Shots from Squid give away their spot on the corner,
One
but
hurt.
that seemed already known as there was a lot of suppression getting thrown their way. Interesting use of smoke there. Not sure what that buys them. Or if it was intentional. .315 left, and Park with the push does catch one up through the middle. A good start for Amazonians. Kicks them off into a 5v4 advantage. And Mech now down on point. More suppression getting directed towards Squid God, and Sriracha utilizing that to push forward up through the middle. Squid God not likely to be checking their flank here, and so Sriracha should have a potential kill if they do pop this corner. That smoke is going to give away the position, and actually they could just push down to the objective right now. Smoke's going to come out though. Shots on the Squid force them to crouch, and if they're crouched, it's unlikely they'll get detected by Sriracha. Park catches another one. 2 kills for Park in this round, set Amazonians up. Sriracha might be able to do a little bit of what was done to her, as no, those shots come in. Squid should be aware.
One behind OBJ.
They could pop out, snag the back of Sriracha here. Ranger Rain also approaching slowly, though. The whole defense going down to Park. Squid does get one. Pushes out, and Ranger tries the tag. Then can Squid find that one? They trade it down. Park almost had the 4th, but Amazonians still have 3 till the only remaining survivor on defense, Ninja Salad, alone in their efforts here. Has to prevent the cap, or it's map into the hands of the Amazonians. As they take shots, it's going to be connection from Torres family. Swami could have potentially capped, but they take the point that's there. And we are headed to a round 7. And it's going to be indoors. I guess I told you so. Is this shakeup what Alchemists want? I don't know. I don't know. Defense went the way... Rounds went the way of defense in Subway. And if we're going to try and tie any sort of similarities here, I would say that this objective is closer to a Subway style of map, mainly because of the corridors. Kind of reminds me of the basement, or, you know, north or south stairs, something like that. But it's close quarters, it's tight corners, it's utility based. C4 placements can be vital. Spawn can be quick. Action can happen very fast. It depends on what the team wants to do. And so we'll have to see what Alchemists are going to try and throw together on the attack. Amazonians have, and some would consider the luxury of defending, others would not, depending on the objective. I think in this case, it's kind of a toss-up, really. I've certainly seen this objective go the way of a good Marsoc team. Seen it go the way of a solid defense, so we've got both. What are we gonna get? You tell me. That's the beauty. We don't know. That's what we're here to find out. The whole series, all of today, a full 2.5 hours of Onward, comes down to this final round. Let's see who takes it as we get into round number 7.
Record, final round, record.
Yes, I am.
You want me watching this side, right, Swimmy?
I'll be right here.
Alright, you're staying here?
Yes, sir.
Sriracha took my position.
Heavily pushed forward here is Torres, but thankfully no early aggression coming in from Alchemist. Although, is Torres aware? Are they listening? It seems so. They tuck back into the other side as they hear the footsteps. Squid's gonna press forward. Do the trap. Nade comes in. No, it's a flash. Torres flies the corner. Maybe pushing forward would have been the favorable decision there, but either way, Alchemists do not start off on a good foot. Ranger scoops up the ankles of an opponent and is now waiting for Ninja to try their hand. Getting
I just got one.
down a foot or two. The rest of the offense on a rotation. We can see in the distance the two on our overhead. You can see up in the north side working their way to that tunnel. Common strategy to pinch the opponent on defense here. Push two from the north, three, or really two from the tunnels, and then one from the side tunnel. Went for a 3-2 split instead, and have now just been left with Ninja Salad alone and wondering what to do against Ranger. To look at the rest of this offense again as they work their way up through the north. We'll keep split attention. Question is, will Ninja hold, or will position be held by Ranger all of this round? Or will Ninja have a moment where they can kind of work their way up? Mac and Fletch running into the threat of Park. Is there any C4? Do we see anything? Not identifying much. Ranger catches Ninja. Now Fletch and Mac are alone. A counter flash comes in. I think that catches Mech. Forces them to tuck back into the corner, but they're safe in that corner, so Park doesn't find the kill. Another nade comes in. That doesn't go quite far enough, and that actually flashes both of them. Oh, actually, Mech avoided it. Park takes a peek, though, and almost catches Mech in the corner. Look at the overhead. No flanks coming in. Amazonians looking to do this one by the book. They lose Park, though. Does weaken the control of the south. Excuse me, the north. Opens up entry here. Torres family is on a flank. Question is it too late? Will Mech and Fletcha play this fast? Oh no, and Torres is still approaching. On the flank, on the hunt, here they come. Alchemists are still taking their time. They haven't pushed around the corner. Torres can get here. It's going to be bad news. 1-2, and that's it. Amazonians take the round. They take the series. They do not suffer their third loss. And a hard-fought battle by both teams. Happy to be tuned in here and catch the action. And happy to have everyone else stopping by enjoying it with me. A great game, and again, good hats off to both Alchemist and Amazonians. Appreciate them playing the game here this afternoon. But, I mean, really just a great battle. Not sure what happened on Suburbia. I wonder what the perspective is there from Ninja and the team. But they just played better in the rest of the series, really. After Suburbia, they played better, and we just got a great battle. Amazonians stepping up to the plate, taking the final point, taking the Marsoc round they need, and ultimately securing the series. A great way for them to do it. A great battle from both squads again, and happy to be here for this one. That's going to be it for me, though, on the desk. I appreciate everyone again stopping by. If you're new, hit the follow button. We're almost at 400. 4,110 followers. But regardless, thank you so much for tuning in. My name's been NightFiree with 2 E's. Until next time, stay classy.